Welcome to the City of Pinellas Parks City Council meeting. Our city offers superior parks, premium recreational services, exceptional public safety resources, optimal investment opportunities, and more. Our mayor and city council welcomes you to tonight's meeting.
Well,
Hey,
you're
we
safer.
need protection on this side.
You're safer here with us.
Good evening. It is Thursday, March 13th, 2025. Calling to order our city council meeting. We will have an invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please rise if you wish.
Bow with me, please. Heavenly Father, we're just so thankful that we have this opportunity to come together. And Lord, we pray that you be with us and the decisions we make would be best for our community, best for the residents and the business owners in our city. We're thankful for the employees that we have and the job that they do for us every day. And Lord, we're thankful for the men and women who are giving us these freedoms to be able to meet like this, and ask you to be with them and their families during the time of their service. We just ask that you be with us through this meeting and all the things that we do being pleasing to you. And it's in his name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. As you can see, we have a wonderful crowd with us this evening. So I'm going to start off our special presentations. Can I have Aaron Peterson up here, please? This proclamation is for Arbor Day. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas the holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And these trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by the wind and water, lower our heating and cooling cost, moderate the temperatures, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable source giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in the city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of businesses, and the beautification of our communities. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Sandra Lee Bradbury, Mayor of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, and on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim March 15th of 2025 as Arbor Day and encourage the citizens of Pinellas Park to celebrate Arbor Day and support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and plant and care for our trees. In witness, I set my hand to cause the seal of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, to be affixed on the 13th day of March of 2025. And I'm presenting this to Aaron because he is a vital part of all of the trees that we have in our community. Thank you. Can't go anywhere. You have to talk about Arbor Day and Tree City as well as the APWA.
So as we have for the past several years, we'll be celebrating Arbor Day at the Country in the Park event. So come on down and enjoy the event. And also staff will be handing out seeds for the Arbor Day event. So you can come down and get some free seeds. So come and check that out this Saturday. The city is a tree city, as she mentioned as well. This is part of the Tree City recognition. Every year we have to submit all of our data to the Arbor Day Foundation to get that accreditation. And we've been doing it for over 20 years. We've been accredited with a Tree City acknowledgement, and it's a lot of work because we have to show that we care for the trees. We're planting trees. We have a permit system for trees. We're protecting them and so forth.
Replacing them as we need to.
Replacing them as needed, yes, that as well.
And APWA?
APWA is a separate item. The city, Keith Sabile, the Public Works Administrator, he's the head of this item. And APWA accreditation is another accreditation for Public Works. It just shows that the Public Works follows all the national standards, and they have processes in place that are required by that agency. But Keith, you can come on up. And the accreditation lasts for 4 years. It was set to expire this year, and we just went through the process of renewing it, and the city did just get approved for it, for the accreditation. Here's Mr. Sabile, who's the Public Works Administrator, who is the lead and head of this item.
He's lying. Aaron did everything. He ran the entire process. They basically look at all of our practices and make sure we're following the best practices according to the APWA manual, and that translates into good service for our residents and our business community. So Aaron did a wonderful job along with finance, HR, a lot of different components. Also, I think community development's involved in as well. So thank you for your leadership getting us through this process, and thank you.
And APWA stands for?
American Public Works Association.
There we go.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you.
All righty. Next, may I have Joseph Puglia up here, please? You ready? This is Joe. This evening, we are celebrating 25 years of dedicated service to the city of Pinellas Park and also to our country. Corporal Joseph is a United States Navy veteran. He served in the Navy as an air crewman on a helicopter and later transitioned to carrier-based Sea Shadows electronic intelligence aircrafting. He served in Operation Desert Storm as well. And in 1999, Joe started his career with the city of Pinellas Park after working with Pinellas County Sheriff's Office as a detention deputy. He is a fourth-generation law enforcement officer. His previous assignments have included patrol officer, field training officer, having trained over 34 new hires, agency training officer, criminal investigative detective, community policing officer. He is currently a corporal of the community policing unit. Joe is also a member of the SWAT team as a crisis negotiator for 14 years and a member of the civil emergency response team and critical incident stress management team. With us tonight is his wife of 27 years, Nicole. Please join me in congratulating Joe on 25 years of dedicated service, and also thank you to Nicole for being by his side during these 25 years. We present this plaque to Joseph S. Puglia in appreciation and recognition for 25 years of continuous and loyal service as of the 27th day of December of 2024.
All right, I almost got away. All right, So I guess we're doing this in order of age. First we did the trees, and now me. All right. So, all right, that's fine. I wanted to get the award. I've never gotten the service award before in front of council or even showed up to the award ceremony. Normally they just stuff it in my mailbox. But I wanted to be here today because I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my wife, who ran away with me to Vegas 27 years ago, and we got married. And she's already retired. She did her 30 years with the state at the public defender's office, so she's waiting for me. But yeah, I've got a couple more years still in me. But I want to thank first my wife, my parents at home. My dad's, kind of sick. He's not doing well, but he's watching now. So my in-laws, who are like second parents to me, one who's in heaven. I want to thank all my coworkers, right, that have been out there. Some of them I met as kids, and I've seen them grow. Some I've trained, and it's very rewarding. Old friends, Chief, Marty, people I've known for my whole career. But the main thing is I want to thank the council and I want to thank the citizens. This city has always had my back. It's put food on my table. It's been my privilege and my honor to serve the citizens of this city. And hopefully I have done well for everybody. And hopefully I'll continue to do that. So I thank you for letting me have this job. And thank you for letting me serve you all. Appreciate it.
That was too good.
Next, we're going to show a real quick video. As we celebrate Women's History Month, we have a video to share with the city. We invite you to join us in honoring the diverse and inspiring female employees of the city of Pinellas Park. Their contribution has enriched our city in countless ways. Thank you very much. And now I'm turning it over to the chief.
Good evening, and thank you, Mayor, again, for allowing us to come and present before you. If I could, real quick, go off script. Joe Puglia, who I've known for 25 plus years, one of the most loyal, dedicated, hardworking, enthusiastic, passionate members of our city, of our department. You'd be hard pressed, and this is an honest statement, you'd be hard pressed to find someone who has ever given 26 full years like Joe has without a bad word, a crossword about the city, a crossword about the department. We all have bad days. Joe doesn't. It's Nicole. Because of her, he doesn't have bad days. But if you would all again join me in congratulating Joe on his years of service. All right, the reason why everybody's here, we'd like to welcome 3 new members to our police family and our city family. If Madison Booth, Raul Carenza, and Omar Allen Warren come up here, please, and join me. I'm going to start with Omar. Omar was born in Syria and fled to the U.S. when he was just 14 years old due to the ongoing civil war. He graduated from Countryside High School and is currently working towards his college degree, and he recently graduated from Police Academy Class 235. Next to him is Raul Carenza. Raul was born and raised in St. Pete. He went to Boca Ciega High School. After graduation, he began working in the hospitality industry where he rose to the position of general manager. He is also a graduate of Class 235. I started in reverse order for a reason. This is Madison Booth. Madison Booth took the long road here, and I'm going to explain it. You can see it. She's wearing it. I'll go on script and then off script. Madison Booth holds a bachelor's degree in organizational communication from Murray State in Kentucky. She began her law enforcement career as a corrections officer for the Kentucky Department of Corrections. While working for the Kentucky DOC, she was promoted to classification and treatment officer, and she also worked on the Canine and Honor Guard teams. She recently graduated from Police Academy Class 235, where she was the top academic student. But Madison did not take the easy way. Madison started her academy journey in the state of Florida with Class 232. She didn't like that class. She's like, you know what? She took a wrong turn. She worked for a different Pinellas County Police agency. She's like, no, that's not going to work. So she left 232. She started with 233 as a family member of the city of Pinellas Park. She didn't like it, so she broke her leg. She's like, you know what? It's not going to work for me. Let's do something. She breaks her leg. I joke, but this is her 3rd time through the academy. So if that doesn't tell you about dedication as a profession, our city, right? She stuck with us. We stuck with her. She graduates from 235. Top of the world, right? On the clouds, got the academic award. Her family gets to see her. And then she wrecks her brand new car. Not her fault, but nonetheless, she's on the IR. So I joke with her, and she's been sprayed with pepper spray more than anyone in Pinellas County. Good guy or bad guy. I had the unfortunate responsibility. Benson and I went down when she was with 233 because of the leg break. She thought she was going to fight through it. Right? Was it worth it? So we had the unfortunate responsibility of pulling her out. But Pinellas Park, being the family organization that it is, she still had a home. Right? She was still able to pay her bills. But I do remember we got her in the hallway, downtrodden, beat up, depressed. You know, I'm out of the academy. She looks at the coach and she says, "Do I have to get sprayed again?" She did. We went, and it was. She earned her position up here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I swear them in. If you would raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and the state of Florida and the charter and laws of the city of Pinellas Park, that I am duly qualified to hold office under the charter and laws of the city of Pinellas Park, and I will faithfully perform all the duties incumbent upon me as a police officer for the city of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida. Congratulations and welcome. A little non-traditional. Madison's not in a uniform, but we are going to pin her badge anyway, and we're also going to pin Omar and Raul. So if you were asked by them to come up and pin them, please come up here and do so. You're fine. Once again, welcome to our 3 newest officers. Please go introduce yourselves.
Is it safe?
It is.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Who was the book to see at your Christmas? Huh?
Oh, there you go.
Fort University.
Nobody.
As we're rearranging seats and everything, thank you to the families that came out this evening as well to support your loved ones and know that they're part of a bigger family now. So thank you for that. At this time, we open it to any citizens that would like to come up and speak on any item that is not on our agenda this evening.
Good evening. Gary McDowell, 9975 66th Way North. I just want to take a moment to thank the mayor, city council, city manager, and all the departments that took part in the YES program. And a very special thank you to Jillian, who did a fantastic job. If you're a parent or a grandparent, I would highly recommend getting the kids to that program. It was amazing. I had to listen to my granddaughter rant and rave for a week after every meeting. I heard the same story 3 or 4 times, but she had a great time. And really appreciate it. And I know she does Jillian is an excellent person. The one thing that I heard for 8 weeks was how great she did and how nice she was to everybody there. And this came from a 14-year-old girl, so she really had a good time. And I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of time to do this program, but I really think the city ought to look into doing it maybe twice a year and just not once a year. I mean, and that's all I want to say. But thank everybody for the great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
Mike Fortenberry, this is Brian Fazekas. Do you need our addresses or anything?
No.
We got you.
We know where to find you.
I know where you live.
So obviously tomorrow, we came a couple weeks ago and discussed about the Chili Blaze. Tomorrow's the big day, so we're very excited about that. The event shirts are in for sale. They've been in for a couple weeks now, and we'll have. Oh, nice! There it is. Looking good. Looking good. I like it with the tie.
But I thought next year we got to put a tie with these things.
That's good. So we do have more shirts available at Station 36. I know you guys, the city's been buying quite a few, or kind of selling out of the ones at the clerk's office. But we'll have plenty at the event tomorrow as well. Brian's going to do something. I brought him up here because we're doing the VIP tent, so we're trying out something different. I know you guys all know he's a resident chef in the city. He actually was part of the YES program.
YES program,
really
yes.
good job.
Had your granddaughter in there. She did a great job.
So he's going to set up a nice charcuterie board.
Yeah, we said, well, Mike said, hey, what can we do for you guys? And so I said, well, you know what? Let's set up a beautiful charcuterie board with all different fruits and meats and stuff. It's going to be really elegant and nice for you guys to try out there. So the VIP booth is going to be really, really nice for you guys. So glad to have you guys for that.
How's the chili going to be, though? That's
we'll see.
So
that's anybody's guess.
Yeah,
we do have a group of firefighter wives that
Okay.
they're going to bring home the grand champion. So
Okay.
they're trying. They've been testing their chili They got it. They think they got
chili
it.
that's made with beef.
So hopefully at least one of them will be good. I hope.
I think she said tofu.
Oh, great. Perfect.
No, hopefully not.
But I know when I was here last week, I forgot to mention that we are the monies that we're raising is for MDA. And then the next day, the city event that we're having will coincide with you guys for Country in the Park. We usually like to donate some to the Boys and Girls Club and then our own benevolent, but we're also doing something this year a little different in April. We always go to Nina Harris during the Christmas time, and we pass out toys to the kids, and the staff there is just awesome. I mean, you really have to truly love doing that job. And I had asked one of the teachers, I said, how big is your staff here? And they're just like about 120 to 130, teachers. So a lot of us kind of talked about it, and we're like, hey, you know what? Why don't we take some of the proceeds from Country in the Park, and we're gonna put on a little barbecue event for the teachers. So we're gonna take some of the money and put a nice little barbecue. Nice. Douglas is gonna help us cater it. So we're pretty excited about that, and just looking for a great weekend. The weather looks like it's gonna be awesome, and if anybody needs anything from either one of us, we'll be out there. Come and see us. So see you.
Hey, if you get the word out about that Nina Harris thing, I'm sure everybody will help you.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
That's great.
Get a big group.
So awesome.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys
Thank
once
you.
again, and we look forward to the weekend.
We'll see you tomorrow.
When
See
we
ya.
do opening ceremony and introductions, it would be good for you guys to mention that so that some of the citizens
it.
can stop by and do some donations as well,
Awesome.
maybe.
That'd be great. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you guys again. Have a good night.
Thank you. Is there any other citizens that would like to come up and speak on any items that are not on the agenda this evening? Seeing none, we are moving on to quasi-judicial swearing in. We do have 2 items that are on the agenda this evening that are quasi-judicial.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to section 2, approval of minutes. Councilmember Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion, we approve the regular council minutes of February 27th, 2025 as on file in the city clerk's office.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
There is no button here. Can we see the button?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There we go.
We're doing so good, too.
Yes. All righty. Moving on to section 3.
Mayor, I'm
public-
sorry, we're still waiting on Keith to vote.
Oh, did you sign in?
Okay. Can you voice your vote for us, please? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, moving on to section 3, public hearings, item P1, ordinance number 2025-08.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-08. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the city's official land use plan map by providing for a change in the land use from residential suburban RS to residential urban RU for a certain parcel of land generally located at parcel ID 20-30-16-41724-000-0230, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached here to and made a part hereof. Amending ordinance number 4278 to delete the phrase "subject to change" on the exhibit attached to such ordinance, and amending section 4 of the such ordinance to provide that such ordinance was effective upon its final passage, certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, and providing for an effective date. This has been a second and final reading of this ordinance by title only. This is a quasi-judicial matter, and as a reminder, in a quasi-judicial matter, this council is no longer making the law, but applying the established law in your code to the competent substantial evidence presented to you this evening in the form of the testimony and any exhibits offered into evidence. With that, I would turn it back to you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Item P1, ordinance number 2025-08, public hearing, second and final reading, quasi-judicial. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Bob.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Bob Bernhardt, Senior Planner. I will be presenting items P1 and P2 together tonight. P1 is a request to amend the future land use map of the city from residential suburban to residential urban. This is needed to proceed with P2, which is a request to rezone from single-family residential estate RE zoning to single-family residential R1 zoning. And just for context, I will be relatively brief. This is essentially the exact same presentation you all saw 5 to 6 months ago. When the ordinances were recorded after approval, there were just a couple minor errors that were enough that we wanted to just be safe and bring it through the process again. Here's an aerial map of the property. It's located the northeast, just northeast of the intersection of 88th Avenue North and 60th Way North. Subject property is currently zoned RE, and ignore the P1, that is actually P2. It's to change the zoning to single-family residential R1. As I mentioned, the land use change would be residential suburban to residential urban. And the subject parcel is located in flood zone X shaded. Staff findings are as follows. The requested future land use map amendment to residential urban RUs consistent with the existing conditions of the subject property and the surrounding area. The request to rezone to R1 is also consistent with the conditions of the subject properties and the surrounding area. And the requested map amendments are both consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the adopted comprehensive plan, as well as the regulations of the Land Development Code. At the February 6, 2025 P&Z meeting, P&Z recommended approval of these cases with the exact same condition that was added previously, that all vehicles are removed from the property until the primary structure is built. Thank you.
Thank you. Does City Council have any questions of Bob on this item? Seeing none, is there anybody in the audience that has any questions of City Council or city staff?
The applicant or their agent present at all?
No, this is for.
He was previously.
It was previous. Just making.
He's been here on several occasions, and.
I understand. Just making clear on the record.
All right. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing at its second final reading and entertain a motion. Councilmember Butler.
Thank you, Mayor. Make a motion. We pass ordinance number 2025-08, public hearing, second and final reading.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor, please push your buttons.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
We're still doing a voice vote.
We're doing both. Then we're good.
We fixed it. You're good.
Moving on to item P2, ordinance number 2025-09.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is item P2, ordinance number 2025-09. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the city's official zoning map by providing for a change in the zoning district from single-family residential estate RE to single-family residential R1 for a certain parcel of land generally located at parcel ID 2030-16-41724-0000230, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached here to and made a part hereof, amending ordinance number 4277 to delete the phrase subject to change on the exhibit attached to such ordinance, and amending section 4 of such ordinance to provide that such ordinance was effective upon its final passage, certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for repeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, and providing for an effective date. This has been a second and final reading of ordinance number 2025-09. This will also be a quasi-judicial proceeding, subject to all the same requirements discussed in the prior item.
Thank you. Item P2, ordinance number 2025-09, public hearing, second and final reading as quasi-judicial. I'm opening the public hearing and turning it over to Bob. It is the companion piece to item P1.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to enter the same presentation into the record for P2 as well.
Thank you. City Council have any questions on the LUPA? Presenting. Vice Mayor Sabel.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number.
We're not there yet. Nope. We will be in 2 seconds. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on this item? Seeing none, I'm closing the public hearing at its second and final reading, quasi-judicial, and entertaining a motion by Vice Mayor Sabel.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to make a motion to pass ordinance number 2025-09, fixed public hearing, second and final reading.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor, cast your votes.
Aye.
And aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to item P3, ordinance number 2025-13.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This is item P3, ordinance number 2025-13, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 18, Land Development Code, to add outdoor storage of vehicles, construction equipment, and other similar equipment, amending Section 18-1502.2 definitions, amending Table 18-1523.3 authorized uses in the CH District, amending Table 18-1524.3 authorized uses in the M1 District, amending Table 18-1525.3 authorized uses in the IH district requirements, or IH district, amending section 18-1531.10, list of conditional uses and requirements, amending section 15-32, off-street parking and loading regulations, providing for the inclusion of such amended ordinance in the code of the City of Pinellas Park, Florida, providing for severability, providing for an effective date. This has been a first reading of ordinance number 2025-13 by title only, Madam Mayor. And this is a legislative proceeding.
Madam Mayor, I just want to correct for the record that we are amending section 18-1532, off-street parking. Was presented as 1532.
Thank you. Item P3, ordinance number 20-25-13, public hearing, first reading. I am opening the public hearing and turning it over to Todd.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Todd Byron. I'm a planning coordinator with the city, and I will be presenting item P3, which is LDC 0924-00014. The request is to amend sections and tables of the Land Development Code to add and establish regulations for outdoor storage of vehicles, construction equipment, and other similar equipment. Our current code basically has outdoor storage of vehicles, construction equipment, and other similar equipment as a permitted use in the IH heavy industrial zoning district only. There is no definition, nor is there a parking calculation for this use in our current code. So we're proposing to amend the definition of outdoor storage to read as items other than vehicles, construction equipment, or other similar equipment stored for a period of time exceeding 24 hours in an unoccupied space open to the sky or otherwise not fully enclosed. And then for vehicles or equipment stored for the purpose of salvage, we have salvage yards and junkyards. And for storage of various types of vehicles, we have the next definition that I'll provide, which is outdoor storage of vehicles, construction equipment, and other similar equipment, which would be any property used for the outdoor storage of vehicles, construction equipment, and any other similar types of equipment for a period of time exceeding 24 hours in an unoccupied space open to the sky or otherwise not fully enclosed, with another reference to salvage yards and junkyards. So the proposed regulations for this use, outdoor storage of vehicles, construction equipment, and other similar equipment, is proposed to be added to the following zoning districts as a conditional use. It will be the heavy commercial CH zoning district. It'll have to have a matching industrial limited land use designation as well. And then we're also proposing to add it to the M1 light industrial zoning district as a conditional use. We're also proposing to add a parking requirement for this use, which would be one parking space per 10,000 square feet of storage, and then one parking space per 300 square feet of accessory office space, if applicable. And then we have proposed conditional use requirements. So this would be an administrative approval unless a waiver is needed for any of the following criteria, in which case the application would need to go before the Planning and Zoning Commission and get approval by City Council. Item B would be minimum separation of 300 linear feet from any residential zoning district measured from property line to property line. Item C would be an enclosure of all storage areas by a solid wall or fence not less than 8 feet high. And item D would be a 10-foot wide landscape buffer along the entire right-of-way, which provides the primary access to the site in accordance with section 18-1533.15, which is our landscape code. And as I mentioned, if the applicant for a proposed conditional use needs a waiver to any of those requirements, they would need to come here to get final approval. And on February 6, 2025, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval of this case. And I'm here if you have any questions.
Does Does city council have any questions of Todd? Todd, I have a question about salvage yards and junkyards.
Yes.
Is there going to be a height requirement on how much they can be stacked?
I will say for junkyards or salvage yards or just in general outdoor storage, it's not, sort of like recall, it's not supposed to be visible beyond the fence line. I think it's like 8 feet or so. So there is a height limitation in place currently.
I know it was grandfathered in, but 118th Avenue and about 36th Street or thereabouts, the junkyard that's there. They have the cars literally crushed and stacked quite a ways above the fencing. So I don't know about the rest of city council, but that would be something good to possibly add into this later.
Oh yeah, we could definitely work on that.
You know, when it's equipment and you can see it's actually a crane, you know, that's obvious, but when, you know, it's just with it having the junkyards in there, the stacking of those isn't the same as a crane being up in the air or, you know, some type of equipment.
We can certainly add more regulations to the junkyard use. This use is more for like a tow yard. So the vehicles should still be operable if they're on this, if they're using this use at least. But for the junkyards you mentioned, we can definitely look into that.
Thank you. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on item P3, ordinance number 2025-13?
No.
Councilman Reed, you're ready. Okay. Seeing none, at its first public hearing and first reading, I'm closing the public hearing. And Councilwoman Reed.
I'm making a motion that we pass ordinance number 2025-13, public hearing and first reading.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor, cast your ballots.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. Moving on to section 4, our consent agenda items.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Identifying the items on the consent agenda, they are numbered 1 through 9. Item C1, partial release of unity of title of Lot 16 for the property located at 6001 Park Boulevard, which was recorded as OR Book 9734, page 559. Item C2, authorization for the mayor to sign an annexation agreement with 5570 Ulmerton Holdings, LLC. This is AX 2025-1. This is located at 5570 Ulmerton Road. Item C3, ordinance number 2025-11, annexing into the city a certain parcel of land generally located at 5570 Ulmerton Road. This is the first reading prior to public hearing. Item C4, ordinance number 2025-12, amending the city's official land use plan map by designating the category Industrial Limited IL and Transportation Utility TU for the property located at 5570 Ulmerton Road. This is a first reading prior to public hearing. Item C5, authorization for the City of Pinellas Park to amend and restate a utility easement from Amstel Storage Ventures 80, LLC, for the property located at 10951 Belcher Road South. Item C6, authorization for the mayor to sign an amendment to a potable water agreement between the City of Pinellas Park and Pinellas County. Item C7, authorization for the purchase of NetApp Enterprise Network Storage Upgrade located at the Police Department with an estimated total cost of $119,512.35 to be charged to the appropriate account. Item C8, authorization for first and final payment for emergency force main repairs at 82nd Avenue and Belcher Road with an estimated final charge in the amount of $148,376.09 to be charged to the appropriate account. And item C9, authorization for the mayor to sign a guaranteed maximum price GMP addendum for RFQ 21/005 Public Safety Campus. The addendum for this RFQ guarantees the maximum price is $29,891,400 $458 to be charged to the appropriate account. Those are all the items C1 through C9, Madam Mayor, on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mayor Bradbury. Regarding the consent agenda, I would like to make a motion to pass, approve, or adopt whichever action is appropriate, items C1 through C9, inclusive with item C3 and C4 being first reading prior to public hearing. The next public hearing will be held in council chambers on Thursday, March 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m.
Second the motion.
Motion's been made in second. Do we have an adjustment?
We do have an adjustment, Madam Mayor, and I need a quick moment here. Just want to make sure we're reading the full title of the two ordinances. Item C3 is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, annexing into the city a certain parcel of land generally located at 5570 Olmerton Road and legally described and depicted in Exhibit A, which is attached here to and made a part hereof, providing for amendment of the legal description of the corporate boundaries of the city, providing for the assignment of city zoning classification, providing for appeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances conflicting herewith to the extent of such conflict, and providing for an effective date. That is the full reading of that ordinance title. And secondarily, Madam Mayor, the other ordinance presented on the consent agenda, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Pinellas Park, Pinellas County, Florida, amending the city's official land use plan map by providing the land use designations of industrial limited and transport utility for certain lands generally located at 5570 Olmerton Road, and more particularly described in Exhibit A, which is attached here to and made a part hereof, certifying consistency with the city's adopted comprehensive plan, providing for appeal of ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith to the extent of such conflict, and providing for an effective date. Thank you for the indulgence to clarify the record, Madam Mayor.
No.
No, the motion stands.
Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions on C1 through C9? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. That one we don't have. Oh, okay. I was going to say we don't push the buttons on that one. So we do not have any regular agenda items, which is section 5. Moving on to section 6. Vice Mayor Seville.
Thank you, Mayor. It's going to be an exciting weekend coming up. Looking forward to the barbecue. Looking forward to the chili. Looking forward to the whole weekend over there at England Brothers Band Shell. It's going to be a great event. I appreciate Steph bringing in the headliner, and it's just going to be a good weekend. Thank you.
Same. I'm excited. We got country in the park. We got the chili blaze. I'm sure everybody's going to talk about. On Sunday, there is a free horse show that is going to benefit the Hillsborough County Bacchus Handicap Riding Program. So everybody go out and see them. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Make sure that if you're going to drink and drive this weekend, there's all kinds of programs out there to help because it's also St. Patrick's Day weekend. So just I'm sure that there will be lots of help to get people home. So don't drink and drive. And I want to give a special shout out to a performer that has performed at Country in the Park a few times, who is moving right up on The Voice. If you haven't caught it, Miss Angie Ray. So she's doing amazing. So it's a local. So congratulations to her. And I think that's it for now.
Thank you, Mayor. Ditto on, of course, everything for the weekend. I do have my Chili Blaze shirt, so they have them still at Station 36, I think, for sale, and they'll have them out there tomorrow. So come out and support the firefighters at MDA. Come out and support all the great nonprofits out at Country in the Park.
Kiwanis will be there.
Kiwanis, yes. Your time has expired. I also wanted to just echo what Gary had to say about the YES program. Thanks to Lana and her team, and of course Jillian. A lot of us were at the graduation, and I had the opportunity to speak to them on 2 occasions, actually. So it's really tough to get kids interested in certain things, one of them being government and civics, and I think that Jillian has cracked that code. So I'm really excited about it, and just again wanted to say thank you for everybody that contributes to the YES program, because it's really important. So that's all I get. See everybody this weekend for Chili Blaze and Country in the Park.
Tim.
Yes. I would like to welcome our new police officers. It's good to see that our department is growing and hopefully in full force. And but it's really nice to be able to meet them when they come in new like this. So we appreciate that opportunity. Also want to, I guess, commend some of my fellow council members here who have actually judged this chili competition in the past and survived and are coming back for more. So
We were promised that there would be Tums sitting at the table.
anyway, that's it.
Miss Lana, I know we've got lots going on.
Yes, I have confirmed there will be Tums for sure. So Chili Blaze starts at 6 tomorrow. Staple here in Pinellas Park, benefiting MDA. So please come on down. And then the next day we have Country in the Park starting at noon. That's a free event all day. Proceeds for food and drinks benefit several local nonprofits, including Boys and Girls Club, Kiwanis Club, Girls Inc., Rotary Club of Pinellas Park. So lots of nonprofits there. We also have a petting zoo, critter races, tons of crafters and vendors, and then all leading up to the headliner at 8 p.m., which is a Marshall Tucker Band. And if you haven't indulged already, free permits end March 21st. So if you have some minor residential repairs that require a permit, they're free right now, but not for long. That ends March 21st. And then Pinellas Botanicals and Brunch Fest will be at England Brothers Park on March 29th and 30th. And that starts at 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. We're doing something a little different. In the past, we've done some shirts for Country in the Park for staff, but we've had a lot of requests like, you should do more. You should do, sell shirts. So this year we're selling shirts. So I have one here. These are on sale for $20. You can see Country.
What size is that one?
This one is taken. It's Andy's, but this one is, oh my gosh, you're going to ask me and I'm blind as a bat. This is an XL. So XL. And then on the back, we have, the Marshall Tucker Band and basically the lineup of the events for the day. So they're $20. They're on sale. Get with me tomorrow, or they're going to be on sale at Country in the Park. So we're going to have a booth starting at noon. So that's all I have.
Just to back up to the impromptu APWA accreditation announcement, I did also want to point out, but he just snuck out, the Assistant Public Works Administrator was here as well, Steve Mako, but now he's gone, so I can't put him on the spot, but he also had a very large part in the process to get the Public Works Department reaccredited. But
Thank you. Thank you. You have to do the jazz hands first.
That's what I hear. I have to hold up. Next week, following this exciting weekend, is spring break. So we're really excited to have a bunch of kiddos at the rec centers and at the library. And summer camp registration on March 31st. So we are excited to have some good fun this summer.
Don't forget the Penny Johnson Farm. They can come out there and visit during spring break. Yes. Yeah.
Nothing else down there? Chiefs?
Chili Blaze this year for MDA and then Country in the Park. And also, if you saw the picture that was from the fire department of the women in the video at the beginning of the women, they are next week putting on summer camp for Girls Inc. So they spend the whole week with the Girls Inc. They'll have one day where they'll be at the fire stations. So they spend a day, the girls come in and spend a day at station 33 or 36, depending on the group, to kind of see the life of a firefighter, what goes on at the, but they got a whole week planned of stuff with them, career education and things like that. So it should be a neat week next week for them.
Nice. Did we forget anything down here? Yeah. No? We're good? Nothing. All righty. Well, we hope that everybody has a blessed weekend. please come out and see us at the Chili Blaze, Country in the Park. Chili Blaze has been going on for 30 plus years, 35, 25. And Country in the Park's been going on for about 40 years now.
33. This is the
33?
33rd year, yeah. Would be the 34th, but we couldn't have one during COVID. So.
Yes, well, we hope that everybody has a blessed couple of weeks until the next meeting. It's adjourned.